Hi, me, Luna the Zen Witch. How are ya? Yeah, me too. This is turning into the new home fashion, or socially distanced, physically distanced fashion when you're not too close to people. It's kind of like the was this the wimple part? I can't remember what this was called in the Middle Ages, and you know, to cover up your double chin, I guess. Ooh. Called attention to that. So yeah, I'm doing the same. This is the long, slow, fast summer, and I'm just about to lose my shit. So you know what that means? Cats. I need cats. Remember when the internet was pretty much all about cats? Yeah, harder and harder to remember. But this is an adorable deck, and I'm really happy to bring it to you today, and I hope it brings you a little bit of pleasure, a little bit of respite from the onslaught that's going on. So look at this deck. This is called Cat Tarot, 78 cards and guidebook, illustrated by Lynn. It is published by Chronicle books, but I want to show you the most adorable thing ever. Look at it. Oh my God, it's a cat. It's so cute. Seek answers to the past, present, and future with a brand new, gorgeously illustrated tarot deck led by the oldest symbol of wisdom, divination, and inspiration, the cat. Contains a 78 card full color deck and a 108 page guidebook. Manufactured in China, designed by Jenna Huerta, art by Lynn Kott, text by Julia Smillie. So it's so interesting to me how decks are credited, and I guess the person that had the concept and came up with the idea of the deck gets credited first, but it's very interesting. Clearly this deck is an artist's deck. She designed it and then someone else wrote the text. So, and look at this. We've got all kinds of little symbols, infinity sign and Venus and a cat's paw and eyes and hearts and hands and just all kinds of adorable stuff. And then you can see the full catties. They're on both ends. Okay. I will try hard not to talk like a fucking baby the whole time, but you know what? I'll probably fail, so apologies. Okay. Somebody got stuck. The fool got stuck. So here is the book. Nice sturdy little book. Yes, written by Julia. So interesting that on the box it says art by Lynn Kott, and on the front it says illustrated by Lynn Kott, no mention of the writer. Here we have art listed first, text by Julia Smillie. When we get to the copyright, or to the flyleaf here, we get written by Julia Smillie, illustrated by Lynn Kott. Now that is as equitable as we can get. Written, illustrated. And this is going to come up in another deck that I'm going to review soon. So anyway, the copyright here is 2019, fairly new. Let's go. Look at the fool. I said it's a squeezy Siamese. Okay, oh God, I don't want to annoy the shit out of you guys, but it's cats. And the magician, clearly this is someone who lives with cats. Look at the posture, look at the everything. Somebody knows dem kitty. So we've got, look at the wand with the little fishy on it, and we've got a string and the pentacle and the cup. Just adorable. The high priestess, isn't she lovely? Have you ever lived with a long-haired female cat, particularly a tortoiseshell of any type, a tortie with the tortitude? She's beautiful. And we have the Empress. Look at how sweet. She chonky, and she's sweet. And then we have the Emperor. Oh my God. Still, I mean, I love this, because what is more humiliating and frustrating for a cat than having this thing? I mean, I know dogs too, but we're talking cats now. But look at his face. Hanging on to his dignity. I adore it. The Hierophant, you've got one blind eye, and him crows, and that's Hugin and Moonin. The Lovers, oh, so sweet. The Chariot, the Chariot is going places. No, I'm right here. I am right here. Interested in what they say about the Chariot here, because it usually talks about going places, and obviously this cat ain't going anywhere. It may be called the company chair, but we all know who actually sits there. Upright, this card reminds you that you're the one who holds the reins. The winged upholstery represents your freedom to fly. While the top reminds you not to spin your wheels. Oh, there's a top underneath it. Okay. You're in control. You sit and stand when you wish. That's amazing. I mean, and I have to say, I got this deck, I looked through, I got it weeks ago, maybe more than a month ago, maybe a couple months ago. God, time has been murdered this summer and spring. So anyway, I went and looked through the illustrations. I haven't even done a reading or looked at the book, so this is a true unboxing. The Strength card. I really hope YouTube picks that as my thumbnail. Here. Gave it 2 chances to get it right. The Hermit. Oh, again. And I like kind of the Eye of Horus Ra. It's sort of a bastardized one on the bag. Harkening back to Egypt, where cats were worshipped. Absolutely worshipped as the goddess Basht. Domesticated. Actually, we've tamed cats. We haven't domesticated them. They put up with us, but they are still wild. Wheel of Fortune. A kitty on a runny wheel and the little mices. Justice. I adore this card. So does every cat in the world. You know how that happens. You're petting your cat. They're loving it, loving it, loving it, and suddenly somebody flips the switch and you're in trouble. The Hanged Man. Look, we even get a butthole. It can't be an actual cat deck without a butthole. Cat owners know what I'm talking about. Death by Vacuum Cleaner. This person, I love the humor. So, Megan Lynn, I dig your humor. I think we would be friends. Look at the poofy tail. The best. Temperance. Yes. How do we temper ourselves? We drink just the water and don't eat the fish. The Devil. Yes, it's really a friendly dog that wants to chase your ass all over the place. The Tower. Isn't it perfect? Look at the lightning strike and jumping down from the kitty tree. I mean, brilliant. The Star. How many of you have cats? Please comment down below about how much you're laughing at these cards, because we've been through every bit of this. I am very fortunate to have 2 cats and have had 6 other cats. I think it's been 6 others. Might be 5, I can't remember. But I've never had one that's done this. I have never had a cat that's knocked things off. Thank the gods. The Moon. Perfect. Just a perfect reinterpretation of the standard tarot, where there's usually like a wolf and a dog and a crayfish and then the moon. It's just lovely. The Sun. Ah, yes, that is a cat in the sun. Absolutely. My one cat, Mitchell, he's the little Manx, little gray. And he loves to lie on his back, and when he's just kind of laying on the floor and you go and say, "Oh, Mitchell," he will just and roll over on his back and give you his belly. I can pick him up and hold him like a baby and blow Zerberts full on in his belly, and he just goes. He's amazing. Judgment from the Pyramids. And look at the feather. Harkening back to Mott, weighing the feather against your heart, but also it probably just killed a bird. Maybe. The World. Nip-Nops. Nip-Nops. There's a Facebook page called This Cat is L space E space W space D. Hilarious. absolutely hilarious and lots of nip-nops. And I mean, we're just not editing any of the catness of cats, and I absolutely adore it. The Ace of Wands, wow, going after it. The 2 and a munchkin. The 3. I can't wait to do a reading with this because I love the first meaning that I read. 4 of Wands, talking about collaboration. That one's kind of sniffing the lavender or whatever that is. That's probably catnip, actually. Blooming catnip. The 4 and the kittens. And I love that, is this the 4? 1, 2, 3? No, this is the 5. That was the 4. Duh. So the 5, usually shows people with staves. And they each have one, and they're all fighting each other in a big mess. And so you have these 5 wands and the strings that are tangled, and they're trying to figure out which mouse goes where. And yes, very adequately illustrated, I think. The 6. Oh, I just noticed that there are numbers on these. Pfft. Swear to God. Have you been... Here's what I've been feeling. And I think we all have. They're talking about COVID brain, and not from people having COVID, but just being inundated by the news every day. It's just so hard to track, and keep your thoughts in order. Look at how these are separating. Interesting. And it seems like the summer is like forever long, like it's going so, every time is moving so slowly, and yet it's flying by at the same time. And I think it's because we're constantly in shock. And when you're in shock, you kind of get locked into a moment. So we're locked in this moment, which gives us the illusion that time isn't moving, but time is still moving. And so we're locked in this moment, and then we look at the calendar and go, oh my God, July is gone now. It just is shocking. It's shocking because July is gone, and didn't it just start? I mean, we're having such same old and lack of variety that it's just time as a concept and time as a flow has really been messed up lately. So there's the 6 of Wands, which is victory. Got all them poof balls. 7, overwhelmed, trying to get I love it. I love it. 8. Wow! The 8 wands that usually come flying across the card. Here's a cat flying across the card, all claws bared. There's the 9. Protecting the territory. I'm going to protect my balls of yarn. And the 10 of overwhelm, or even beyond overwhelm, just oppression. I like him nose. Page of Wands. I mean, the expressions on the faces are so much the work of an intimate cat person. The Knight. That's the one that's on the end of the box. The Queen. Yes, the Queen of Wands that is woman sitting like by a fireside looking so comfortable with a cat curled up in her lap. Well, there we go. And the King. Rawr. Ace of Cups. 2. Oh, look. The 3. They make a mess. Their bowls runneth over. The 4. 4 of Cups. He's looking a little disappointed, isn't he? The 5. Food is gone. But yeah, I'd like to see her interpretation of that one, but I'm not going to go there. 6. So the 6 of Cups that shows children and talks about remembrances and reminiscences and stuff, and look at him, knocked all the food out so he could sit in the bowl. Oh my God. I am so in love with these pictures. The 7. Which one? Which one shall I choose? Indecision, maybe. 8. Ignoring those cups there and just playing in the water. Okay, 9 of Cups, the wish card. And the 10. Fulfillment. Is that a happy kitty? I can't tell. Yes, I had one cat that drank out of the toilet, a monkey, who we also called Dirty D. He was a street rat. He was a rescue, and he was just a fucking hillbilly, man, and he drank out of the toilet. Knight of Cups, Queen of Cups. Oh. Oops, we got a sticker, I think. Nope, King. There he be. Look at the dolphins in the background. Ace of Swords. Yeah. 2. So look at how we deal with the blindfold. Isn't that brilliant? And there's the 2 swords. Oh my God, it's just amazing. 3. Yes, I'm going to chomp on your heart. 4. 4 of Swords is the rest card. The 5. Ain't nobody talking to nobody. That's like a cold shoulder card. Okay, I'm going to set that one aside. I want to see what she says there. The 6. So the 6 of Swords is usually the one talking about moving forward, right, in the boat, moving towards a goal. I guess the goal here is to shred. The 7, the Thief card, mine now. That's a weird paw. Okay. The 8. The 8 of Swords that usually talks about feeling trapped and not having a choice. Okay, bound up in toilet paper. So there we go. Bound up in an activity of your own doing. Perfect. The 9 of Swords. There they are. And the 10. Climbing the screen. Page. There's that little fear and trepidation I usually see in that page's eyes. The Knight. I love just the artwork is just so accurate to the way cats are. Queen of Swords, King of Swords. Then we have the Pentacles. He's looking up and going 1, 1, the 2, the 3. I mean, God, she's covered like everything. I think the only thing she missed in this deck is litter box habits. Seriously. Do you have a cardboard chewer? I also haven't had, I think Monkey was a cardboard chewer. But none of my other cats have been. But I've known plenty of cats that would just absolutely obliterate a cardboard box. The 4. Hoarding. The 5, the out in the cold. Now this is interesting because the 5 of Pentacles usually has this vibe of being out in the cold. And these cats are clearly inside, clearly not alone and destitute because we have treats there. So let's look that one up too. 6 is freebies. 7. Oh, okay, working for harvest. So he's knocking the treats out of the little ball there. 8. Nom nom nom. 9. Interesting because it's sort of the 9 of Pentacles talks about having your own space, and it shows a woman like in a walled garden. So it talks about privacy and protection, being in that protected space. Here we have the bird in the protected space while the cat tries to go at it. Let's look at that one too. Then we have the 10. Ah, yes. Scritchins and treats. What more could you ask for? There's a blep. A cross-eyed squeezy Siamese and a blep. I fucking love it. Knight of Pentacles. The Queen. And the King. Oh, delightful. Delightful work. All right, let's look at these 3, and then I want to do a reading. So the 5 of Swords was the first one. Wands, Cups, Swords. All right. Surrender doesn't mean relax, it means defeat and loss. Upright, your position at the forefront, seemingly larger and more powerful than the cats behind you, speaks to the growth and healing you've achieved. That said, you can't ignore that backs are turned. There's discord here too. You may be holding on to bad habits, doubts, fears. If you can let go and compromise a little, even more progress lies ahead. It won't be easy, but the destruction and conflict can be resolved. This is a real collaboration between the artist and the author, really seeing what the artist has drawn here and really interpreting that rather than just going with like straight tarot meanings, even though they don't really reflect what's depicted. So, I mean, I am such a fan, and they're good meanings too. Five of Pentacles, circumstances have changed and financial comfort seems a thing of the past. What's to be done? See, now I'm not really getting that. The picture painted by the Five of Pentacles is not always a pretty one, although it has its comforts. It reminds us of the potential emotional hardship of the outside world, the threat of eating out of trash cans, sleeping in cold garages, and the other travails of street cat life. Some interpretations, though, are far cheerier, focusing on the wealth we find in love and companionship. So they do kind of refer to a couple different attributes of the Five of Pentacles, possibly from different decks and authors. But yeah, we see the trash cans. So there's the reminder that there's another place to be other than home and safe. I'm digging it. And then we have the 9. Peace and satisfaction abound. Is it possible you have everything you've ever dreamed of? Your diligence means your rewards are great and many. Treats at your feet, a fine feathered friend just a swipe away. Your right to feel secure and take pride in your accomplishments. All your discipline is bringing you even greater success than you've dared hoped. Okay, let's do a reading. I have not blessed this deck, and I don't have a charcoal going, so I can't do, so I will just blow on them and give them a little bit of water. Even though it is a chunky deck and it's kind of stiff, it does shuffle all right. At least that time it did. Let's see what happens this time. I'm going to try to get through 3. Oop, that one wasn't as easy. Let's try one more time. I think it will probably loosen up with wear and tear, but I mean, it is, the cards, as you see, are very good quality. It's a thick deck, so it's not flimsy, but it's also not too stiff or big to actually shuffle. All right. Smacking them cats. Let's do 3 of these, and then I'll take 3 off the top. What do we need to know right now? We're just going to leave it at that. All right, here we go. Hear me know. Okay, the World. The 6 of Wands, I believe that is, and the 7 of Pentacles. So let's look at the Nip-Nop card, the World. You've got the World on a string. Look at that. Upright, the final card of the major arcana, the World represents completion. In the 4 corners, we have the 4 elements. Oh, looky, we got a bird, a fish, a flame, and a mouse. So we have air, water, fire, and earth. That's beautiful. We have the 4 elements, 3 delicious food groups, and the fire used to cook them. This card finds you well fed, satisfied, and purring. Let the wide world spin. I'm going to read the reverse too, just so we see how they reinterpret. Upside down, a full vessel spills. Shortcuts or a lack of closure may cause a feeling of incompletion, like a bowl with only one kind of kibble. What have you avoided, missed, overlooked? Look closer and fill any gaps. So interesting that there's this card of completion, and maybe, you know, it's not really ending. I mean, completion means sort of fulfillment. Let's look at the other 2, see where we go. Then I will try to weave it all together for you. Wands, 6 of Wands. Whatever the question nagging at you, there's a good chance the answer is yes. Upright, you have an eye on what you want, and everything you need is yours for the swatting. All the hard work you've put in is paying off, and your self-confidence is well earned. Your passion shows. This big win is all yours. So completion and victory here. I mean, I'm feeling this personally. I don't know about you, but and it is kind of difficult, if not impossible, to do like a group reading for everybody that's watching. But you know, I try to make it more general. Still, completion, success. Let's see what the Seven of Pentacles says. Clever you. Not everyone can wrangle the treat out of the cat toy, but you're one of the smart ones. Your commitment to your vision and your singular focus means rewards are coming your way, bringing tremendous satisfaction. Things may seem a bit tedious right now. It happens with anything worth pursuing, but just keep moving forward. It'll pay off. This directly is talking to me about what I'm doing right now, about my channel, about the pieces I've been putting in place. I mean, I've been focusing just on doing videos and have done very few readings lately because I'm just not putting it out there. I made the choice in the spring to let go of any website because I'm finding out that now, even to have the most simple like scheduler on the most rudimentary web page, you have to pay a lot. So not something I can really commit to right now, but I'm putting other pieces in place, such as my shop on Facebook, so I can finally start selling some of my products to you guys. Hey. But there is a sense of completion in that I'm moving forward, in that I don't feel like I'm stuck in my past models anymore. I've let go of an awful lot of things, and I'm also having this sense of, you know, funny, being in retirement, which means that I'm creating a lot more than I have in the past when I was trying to have a career. Interesting. The success card there, okay, acknowledgement that my channel keeps growing little by little, you know. And then this one talking about skill at what you do. So I'm just going to take this as a big atta girl, even though sometimes it doesn't feel like it, but I do have generally the sense of things going well as far as my creative output. Do you guys see anything else in this? And, you know, we can look at completion in the wider sense that maybe we have completed the cycle of patriarchy and hierarchy and white supremacy and this, you know, white European dominant culture thing that we've been dealing with for, gosh, a hell of a long time. So, you know, maybe maybe this is just saying there is success happening in all the mess that we're in all the chaos, in the daily shocks of what the Trump regime is perpetrating on its own citizens. We have a president that's pitting federal troops against our own citizens. I am looking forward to the day when that man is in jail for treason for life. At any rate, what do you think of the deck? let's back off of that. I said we needed cats because we need to get away from this. So kitties, what do you think of these kitties? Let me know down below. Like and subscribe, please. You can send me a donation, and of course I will use it to buy more decks. I have spent so much money on decks since the pandemic hit. Shh, don't tell anybody. Anyway, all to your benefit. And I'm thinking about, I have so many decks to get through still before I go through my whole collection and justify buying more. So, you know, I'm thinking about doing maybe 3 a week. I don't know. I'll buy decks whether I have a justification or not. You know that. The collection is the justification. I'm building a mighty collection as my legacy to my children. How's that for an excuse? So anyway, great deck. Let's look at the book a little bit more here. We do have readings in the beginning. There's an introduction, the deck that just talks about basically the tarot structure. Preparing for the reading, spreads and layouts. So there's single card, 3 card. The 5 card spread is called the paw. The Celtic cross is called the loaf. The horseshoe is called the cat stretch. Ooh. Interesting one. The mandala is called the belly rub. And the tree of life. Okay. Little pointers on how to approach a reading. Let's go to the end and see if we've got any other. I always like to see if there's a picture of the author and the artist, because those people matter to me. I like them. I like their identity to be attached to the deck. You know, I'm a fan of people getting credit for what they do. For generations, humans have looked to cats for guidance on the best way to live one's life, from finding the warmest spots to sleep in, whether window, lap, or face, to knowing exactly when to kick the food bowl over in the morning. Cats seem to have all the answers. It's no surprise the Egyptians once worshipped cats, as evidenced by the half-human, half-lion sphinx, serenely looking on the world as its sandbox. Use this deck to tap into that ancient instinctual wisdom, find the feline way forward, and decide what to do when problems arise along the way. People have been reading tarot cards for hundreds of years, although at first they were used rather differently. The cards originated in 15th century Europe and were called triumphi, or triumphs, or tarocchi, etymology unclear, though it may refer to the Italian words for nonsense and weirdly blood orange. What the hell? They weren't used for readings, but instead for a game similar to bridge. These cards were hand-painted, and it would be a while before they settled into the major and minor arcana. That's been standard since the Rider-Waite deck popularized the format in 1910. The 19th century Ataya deck even incorporated Egyptian imagery and was the first designed specifically for divination. Didn't know that. Occultism was becoming increasingly popular at the time, and people began employing the cards for practices like cartomancy and fortune-telling. Today, they're often used as a sort of self-analysis, a way to get a deeper sense of what you're truly thinking, because aren't we all sort of like the Sphinx, hard to read, stubborn as stone, and disciplined and disinclined to get up from our warm, comfy spot? And why should you? Everything you need is right here. You hold all the cards. If you're really lucky, there's even a cat in your lap. It's a wonderful day. Let's begin. So, yes, excellent deck. Thanks for sticking around. I will see you again on Wednesday night at 8:30 for a live stream, where we will do some more readings. And I don't know, I might use this deck. You never know. And then I'll see you Friday after that for an oracle deck. I hope you guys are well. I hope you're wearing your masks. Solidarity, baby. Here we go. Do you like my rainbow ribbons? Can you see my rainbow ribbons? There. See my rainbow ribbons. There we go. Take care, everybody. Stay safe. I will see you on Wednesday night. This is the Zen Witch. Blessed be.